Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know we kind of have everybody's attention at this point, and I don't want to waste anybody's time here today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to Journey's HR360 webinar. I am Ashley. I'm the one kind of putting it on. If you're new to our webinars, this is kind of a great way to just get to know Journey's systems and what we offer and partners that we partner with, and it's just a great way for everybody to kind of get in the know of things that you might not know. So Journey's HR360, and I'll kind of launch into it here in just a second. This is something that is offered to all of our clients, so this is not an additional service, and I just always like to make that very clear. As we get started here, I do want to make sure we go over the disclaimer. We are not an HR company, nor are we HR professionals. This is an overview. It's access to what all of our clients have. This is a tool embedded in your payroll login. So if you are interested in getting an introduction to a HR professional, I am happy to do so. Anybody at Journey is happy to get you introduced to a local professional that we trust. So please feel free to reach out if you do want an introduction, but please also be very aware that we are not an HR company. All right, so biggest question, where is my HR360 access? HR360 is embedded in your online payroll account. This screenshot should look very familiar to everybody that has online access. This is where you guys can go. You can click on Tools up there in the top right-hand corner. Once you're in Tools, you'll see that there is some cool user guides as well for the system, but your HR Support Center is where you'll want to click in order to get into HR360. So once you get logged in, click on HR Support Center, it'll take you right in. If you do not have access to this and you are very interested in getting access to this, you'll need to get an online account set up with Journey. So please reach out to your payroll specialist. They'll be happy to get you set up with an account. One really big feature that's in HR360 that we have found to be very helpful, not only internally here, but also several of our clients have found to be really helpful, is the training videos. The training videos are a wide variety of videos going over everything from audits and how to prepare for an audit to understanding FSAs, HSAs, HRAs, how to properly terminate employees, good hiring tactics, sexual harassment trainings, anything that you guys could possibly want to get your hands on as far as informational videos to help with your staff. This is a great way to do it. We've heard from clients that have used this in trainings with a specific department of employees that maybe handle certain things within their company, but we've also found this to be very helpful for companies training their overall staff, and maybe not necessarily so specific, but everybody as a whole. The tools and apps button. So there is, if you notice on the screenshots, and again, if you've got access to this, once you get in, this will all start to look really familiar. But the HR apps and tools tab has a list of things. There is no possible way for me to list and or go over all of this in a webinar. But some of the more common ones that we get questions on, that we hear clients using, that we utilize, are things like the custom job description builder, just a way to kind of help you get something put into place for job descriptions. Same thing on the handbook. I will advise you on your handbooks, always have have somebody in HR look them over, but I would also have an attorney review them just to make sure that you're covering yourself and your employees to the best of your ability. Interview question builder. A lot of clients lately are starting to ask, how do we, interact a little bit more with people that are coming in for an interview, and how do we make it stand out a little bit more? How do we as a company stand out a little bit more? So those interview questions, can be really tricky. But I think anybody that's conducted interviews could probably agree that it is something that can be tricky on what you ask and what you should ask and shouldn't ask. And the interview question builder will be really great for that. Performance reviews. So obviously one of the top reviews that a company handles is performance reviews, and that's based off of when do raises come? When do other items and options for an employee come? And so the performance review builder is definitely a great way to set the bar and set something up to where you guys can use that for all of your staff. And then the number or the last item on here is the total compensation statement. And I am telling you, we use this internally. I know of a lot of clients that use this, and it's a great way for clients to be able to not only encompass what they're paying an employee, but it also what all your benefits include and how that overall helps an employee understand what is their total compensation, not just, here's my hourly, what else, goes into this, or what else can I pair that helps my employees understand exactly how much they're getting from this. So the total compensation statement builder is phenomenal. And then I think we have just a couple other screenshots. Employee handbook builder. There are just some little screenshots here, like I said, but employee cost calculators can help you to understand exactly what it costs to have an employee with taxes and whatnot put in there. FMLA advisors, HR self-assessment. As you can see, I'm kind of reading on the left-hand side here, but it will help kind of you to understand a little bit more. Benefit notices, COBRA, things of that nature. So this kind of has everything encompassed in there. Forms, policies, checklists. This has become a very popular thing as well. There's several things that you guys can start building from here. It's helpful information for any new business or existing business, quite honestly, just to kind of help define efficiencies and policies. And we get a lot of questions here, from clients that are looking for information on how they build policies and how they get forms and where do we get the forms. And again, because we're not HR professionals, we can't necessarily tell you what to put on those forms or checklists or policies, but this is a great way for you to dive in and get some more information from a resource that is, far exceeds our knowledge here. State-specific employment laws. This is huge. As clients grow, as you guys as businesses grow, there's a lot that goes into that, and especially when you talk about crossing state lines and getting into other areas that maybe you're not so sure what the state laws there are, the employment laws, and how does that affect your business? How does that affect your taxes? How do you need to classify employees? Things of that nature. This can all be found under the state-specific employment laws section in here, and that's very helpful for clients. We've got clients in about 36 different states, probably even more than that at this point. But it is really helpful for our clients as they do kind of move and grow to have one resource center where they can go and grab that information if they're moving out of Colorado, Arizona, wherever they may be moving from into other states. This is really helpful to know what to do and where to go and how to start that. Discipline and termination is another big hot topic. How do I know what I have, when I'm terminating an employee? Do I have the right paperwork in place? Do I have the right steps covered before I do terminate this employee? When do I need to pay them their final check? When do I need to, or what can I take from their final check? Things of that nature that, maybe we think we know, but we're not 100% sure. And, you just can never be too careful is what I always tell people. It's a good idea to figure it out and really take some time to go through it before you have that termination. And this will give you information on whether you decide to terminate the employer or whether the employee decides to give their 2 weeks or quit on you. It'll help to break down all the information that you need to know, to have on hand, what to produce, what not to worry about, but also hiring, on the flip side of that. It's got some great information in there on paperwork to have in place when you hire, things to do when you go through that checklist again. So it goes back to that checklist of information. Employment at will, disciplining. How do I discipline and know that I'm not getting myself in trouble? Am I crossing any line? Is my employee crossing any line? Final paycheck again, exit interviews for those of you who do exit interviews. Layoffs, laws relevant to termination. As you can see on the right-hand side, when you click on any one of those tabs at the top bar there, the the left-hand side, pulls up with all the different specific tabs within that topic. So feel free, like I said, I'm just kind of covering the basics at this point. Again, these webinars are designed to hit on the basics and hit on the the what's what of Journey, but please make sure that if you have any interest in diving into this, you use your online access or request online access if you don't have it. And then things like employee benefits. We get asked quite often, what is standard? What are people doing in the industry? What are businesses doing? How do I know if I'm competitive? How do I know if I'm providing what I should be providing to employees? How do I know if what I'm providing is fair? And this is a good way for you guys to figure all that out and then some. Whether it's cafeteria plans, health insurance, FMLA, fringe benefits, but also things like leave and time off and what's paid time off and what's not non-paid time off. And how do we break all of that down to make sure that you understand what goes into benefits? And people think of benefits as just the health insurance, dental, vision, but it's far more than just health, dental, and vision. It's all the other options that employers can add, for benefits that kind of help grow that portfolio for your company. So definitely check out the benefits tab. And then as we wrap up here, we do like to point out, go to our website, use our FAQ page. There's demos, there's guides, there's links. Subscribe to our blogs and webinars. If this is your first time, we encourage you to make sure that you go to our website and subscribe and get in on the what's what here, because we are, like I said, this is a big avenue for us to be able to push good information out to where our clients can view it not only now and live, but also we want you guys to have this information at your fingertips at all times. So if you've missed a webinar, if you're just interested in getting going for the first time, these are going to be great links to help you out. And I will kind of backtrack here for just a second. In the beginning, going over the disclaimer of how we're not an HR professional, and getting those connections. Please let us know if you missed the webinar where we did highlight some of our partners who did go over a lot of that really good information and kind of certain things that they touched on. We have links to our past webinars. You're more than welcome to join on or jump on and view those at any given time. So please don't hesitate to do that. And that about wraps it up here. But like I said, please reach out for your payroll specialist. Any one of us here in the Colorado or Arizona office are more than welcome to answer any questions, as well as just get you some information and point you in the right direction of things, or get you set up for an online account if you do not already have one. So please, again, feel free to reach out. And thank you all so much for attending today. We really appreciate it and appreciate your business. So hope you all have a great rest of your week. And again, reach out with any questions that you guys have. Thank you so much.